I learned my lesson already. All right, fire in the hole.
Fire in the hole. Fired up.
All right, welcome to another edition of They Call Us Villains. Joining me with the big boss, mailman, and DG. What's up?
Gentlemen, it's going to be back.
DG, you're muted or what? No,
Oh,
you're
no,
not
yeah,
muted?
we can't hear you.
We can't hear
we
you.
can't hear you.
All right,
Technical
technical
difficulties.
difficulties. Yeah, we'll put the work in progress sign up.
Can anybody hear me?
There
you're
we
back.
go. Yeah,
There you
we
go.
hear you now.
Oh,
Say
No
hello to
worries.
the fine people.
No
you know,
worries.
it's good to hire good, get some good workers out here. Gotta do it all myself.
Yeah.
Good.
Also
good to
funny.
be
I
here, guys.
watched that South Park Panderverse. In the episode, like all the handyman are like super rich because they're the only ones who know how to do anything.
How to do
Nobody
things.
else knows how to do anything.
Oh my god.
Sounds like TikTok influencers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Like, dude, that's what we're getting to, man. It's just like,
Yeah.
it's kids don't want to do anything. Like, they don't even want to work. They want to be
No.
TikTok influencers, or they want to
Yeah.
it's getting pretty bad in society.
Yeah. When they should be YouTube sports talk figures.
Like us, yeah, but we have day jobs though. That's the thing. We
That's
have day
true.
jobs, so that's the thing.
Oh yeah.
It's like we're just a couple of guys who enjoy our sports and enjoy each other's company. I missed you guys, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, we missed you, bro.
It's been hectic, man. The holiday season is not fun.
The mail is relentless. It keeps coming.
Dude, it's like Newman says, and mail never stops. But it's these packages, man. It's out of control.
Yeah. Well, I like your background though. It's very festive. I feel like it's.
Oh, dude, that's my wife. Yeah, you gotta give it to my wife. Is the one who handles all the decorations. I'm at work all day.
Yeah.
I come home, I take a shower, I eat, I go to bed, and that's it.
I like it.
Yeah.
I feel like in the Christmas mood now because
the decoration was I mean the bush. That's
that's your contribution, huh?
That's your I go with the curds.
Yeah, I know you, my brother, man. You, my brother. You guys love the Coors. Yeah.
But the bush lights are really good too.
The bush lights are delicious, man. Yeah, something like a ice cold bush light after a long week, because I work 6 days. So after a long week in the shower, I have my shower beers, man. It's like the best feeling ever. Best feeling ever, man.
Yeah.
Dude.
I remember discovering the shower beers on the fantasy football getaway to Vegas. So just drinking in Vegas.
Hell yeah, man. Oh, I can't wait, man. I can't wait for next draft already. I mean, we're getting there. We're getting there.
Bro, we haven't even finished out the season.
We haven't even finished out the season. I'm already thinking about the draft, dude. Like, that's what keeps me going. Is just like, man, dude, like, I hope we can actually make it out there, like, for the whole weekend and not like in a slow watch like we did.
Yeah, we had to come back early. Because of that supposed hurricane that was going to hit California. We've never had a hurricane, and we still haven't had a hurricane.
Still a fun weekend though. It was great.
Oh, and we drank a lot of Coors at that draft.
We actually did. Well, yeah, we were in Denver. Yeah, like I said before in prior podcast. I mean, the people out there in Denver were beautiful, just good people.
And what a deal they have at Coors Field.
Yes.
Oh yeah, you can't beat it.
What was it? $2 a beer?
Yeah, it was cheap.
Yeah.
It was cheap. Yeah.
Yeah, but remember, it was only within 2 hours of the game
before first pitch. Yeah,
that's right.
Yeah.
And then after that, they jack up the price.
It's back to normal, but I think it was still cheaper than Dodger Stadium.
Oh
yeah, definitely.
Way cheper.
And by the time the game started, we were already like,
big time.
That was a done deal. That was a beautiful stadium. I wish we could have walked around it a little bit more.
I agree, Commissioner. Yeah, I kind of wanted to just check it out a little bit more, but just like from this viewpoint we were at, it was gorgeous.
Yeah,
gorgeous. It was fantastic. It was a great time. Yeah.
Plus, I mean, if you guys recall, it was raining too, so it kind of
kind of took away like the experience a little bit. Yeah. Kind of held us back. Where it's like, oh man, we got to find higher ground and stay under cover, and
What's the best baseball stadium you guys have been to? Not counting Dodger Stadium, excluding Dodger Stadium.
I mean, Coors. I mean, that's like the only other. Well, I've been to Angel Stadium. Angel Stadium's a dump. I'm sorry. Angel Stadium is not nice.
The only thing I like about Angel Stadium is when you walk up to the seats, it's exactly the way Coors Field was too, where it's like there's
Right.
big ramps, these
Yes.
big broad ramps.
Yes.
Which
Oh no,
Dodger
actually,
Stadium,
I've been to Petco. Petco's gorgeous too.
they got the
Yeah.
same thing.
Yeah, something like that. But Petco, just like the stadium, like all around, it's right there in the gas lamp district, and it's just
Yeah.
gorgeous. Like the stadium itself is just beautiful.
Because
Yeah.
Dodger Stadium is very hilly, and to
Yes.
move through levels, you go through these narrow stairways, really steep stairways.
Yes.
Very
It's
crowded.
very
It's hard to get up and
vintage.
down. Yeah.
Very vintage, yeah.
Uh.
Yeah, no. Petco is like that too, where it's like those ramps, like those long ramps. Same thing,
Nice.
same concept, but it's a beautiful ballpark too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've
There
been
you go,
out
DJ.
to the Mariners Stadium up in Seattle.
Oh, nice.
yeah.
T-Mobile Park. The
Yeah.
T-Mobile?
I still
Yeah.
have that little mini bat you gave me from the
Oh,
Mariners.
that's so
Yeah,
cool.
you
Yeah.
remember that
I
one?
still
Oh,
got it,
that's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, I went out there for a game and same. I want to say it's kind of like Petco, like the same vibe, like a lot of bars, a lot of
Yeah.
eateries right outside.
Oh, beautiful. Yeah.
And I mean, I don't think it's that old of a stadium, so it looks
Right.
clean. It looks in good shape, you know.
Yes.
Like they actually maintain it. So
Yeah. Yeah.
but yeah, they're great fan base.
Yeah.
After the games, everybody just kind of goes out to the bars and has a good time out there too. So
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
I think that's something we don't have at Dodger Stadium.
At
There,
Dodgers, we don't. No.
you just get in your car and you drive around.
Yes.
Get home.
Yeah, and you're like trying to get out of there as fast as you can too.
Yeah.
That's why people leave in the seventh inning. Like people like talk
Yeah.
so much about how, oh, we're the worst fans in baseball. It's like, yeah, well, come to Dodger Stadium and find out for yourself why like
Yeah.
people leave in the seventh inning.
Oh yeah.
It's like, dude, you don't want to be there like for the whole game. And sometimes I've been in situations where it's like 1-1 ball game and it goes to ninth inning. And then I'm listening to the radio and I'm like, oh man, I should have stayed. And it's like
Yeah.
a walk off.
Yeah.
And it's like, man, but then again, it's like, well, I avoided all the traffic, so
Yeah.
it's like you kind of win at the end because, dude, you get stuck there. You're stuck there for like 2 hours.
Dude, it's a death
Yeah.
trap. It's so
Oh,
bad.
it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Beautiful
Yeah.
ballpark and everything. It's really vintage, but man, it's just getting in and out.
Yeah.
The worst.
Yeah. Especially like a 50,000 plus attendance game. Forget.
Oh, dude, and yeah, I mean the
Yeah.
stadium gets packed. Yeah.
It used to be a sellout was like 65,000. I wonder if it's still the same. I think they added some seats down
I
at the
think all
bottom.
the standing seats, in the backside, I think that adds a lot more people,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because they have those tickets where you could just it's standing room only,
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yeah, that's usually what we do, even though we have seats.
I know it's the weirdest thing, but like every time I go to a ballpark with you guys, like I know we have seats, but we
Yeah.
just won't sit
Oh, we
there.
just don't go to the seats. Yeah.
We'll just end up walking around or like just staying
Or drinking
standing up.
most of the time. Yeah.
Yeah, like just drinking all day. So
Oh, we're gonna go see the Rams. Let's switching topics here. Like
Yeah.
we're gonna go
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
the
we're
Rams.
gonna go
We're gonna
see
go
the
SoFi
Rams,
Stadium.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
we should do a podcast from the stadium, like right before the stadium.
we should. That'd
Oh.
be sweet. I mean, I've been to SoFi and it's beautiful. It's gorgeous. I mean, you walk up to the stadium from the parking lot and you're like, wow, like this thing's like out of like space or something. Just see, like the outline of the stadium, like as you approach it, it's just like wow. It's unreal. It's unreal. Compared to the Coliseum is just like it's a dinosaur compared to what SoFi
outdated.
is. Big time. It's just
Yeah.
like wow, like the evolution of stadiums.
yeah.
You been
Alex,
to
have you been there
that
before?
stadium?
What was that?
You been to that stadium, DG?
Yeah, I have. What
Oh,
about
yeah.
yourself?
Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
You had
been
a
there?
question?
Mitch?
What's that?
Have you been there before?
No, I've never been there. I
Oh,
remember
you're in for a treat.
I saw them. I didn't see them, but I was around when they were at the Coliseum. That's the one in
Yes.
front of the Natural History Museum, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, I remember
correct.
seeing them going into one of those games.
Yeah.
But I never haven't seen the new stadium.
Oh, it's gorgeous.
You're gonna love it.
And then like every seat's like a good seat too. Like if you're in like I've only sat in nosebleeds obviously for the one game that I went to, and it was still a good view. Like it was spectacular compared to the Coliseum. Yeah.
All right, Brian. You want to get us into some topics here? What do you got for us?
Yeah, I wanted to go into the well, obviously before I go into the game of the week, we got our Rams playing this week against the Browns. And man, I cannot be rheumatic because it's just like that's a tough defense they're going up against.
Yeah.
But I want to see what Kyron Williams does against like a really good defense. I heard that the defense is not that great against the run. So obviously, like McVay, like once he gets a good thing going,
Yeah.
he obviously with the run game, like what he had with Gurley the first year he came in, dude, he's just gonna pound the rock. He's just gonna pound the rock. Like he's gonna find the. I mean, he did it with Sony Michel, and now he's doing it with Kyron Williams. I mean, he's gonna break that defensive line wide open and just keep on the rock. Because I think Stafford and Cup, the connection is like not there, and I think they're both kind of banged up. And then Puka's more, he's more of a physical wide receiver. So I kind of want to see how McVay dissects his defense because this is a top defense that they're playing. This is like one of the better defenses that they played all season. And granted, they need to stay in the race. Like they need this win, but I think the Browns need this win too to stay in contention for the North, for the AFC North, because Baltimore is running away with it. They're looking really good, and a lot of people are picking them for the Super Bowl and the AFC to represent the AFC. But man, I want to see what the Rams do. I want to see. I mean, DG, like Commish, we didn't really think. Me and DG were like kind of like, okay, well, this year, let's see what happens. It's there's not our year, but man, they're making a push. And I mean, I know they played the Cardinals last week. They spanked them, but man, they're making a nice run. The NFC is like so wide open. I mean, even the Eagles at top. Kind of segue into the Eagles and 49ers. The Eagles at the top, they're kind of like banged up. I mean, Hurts, their biggest weapon, obviously he's injured. He's not well. And they're gonna play a tough 49ers team, but that's complete now. I mean, they got Deebo Samuel back. I mean, they're loaded. I mean, McCaffrey, Purdy's looking good. He's had a spectacular season. It's interesting to see what's going to happen. I mean, who's going to overtake who? Because then again, the Eagles are in a tough position where they're playing the 49ers this week and they play the Cowboys again next week. And the Cowboys are on a win streak themselves. I mean, I know they've been beating bad opponents.
Yeah.
They just beat an opponent, the Seahawks, that has a winning record. But, I mean, the Seahawks are not a good team either. So it's kind of interesting to see that rematch with the Eagles and the Cowboys next week. This week, I want to see if the Eagles can win. I know if they do win, it's gonna be ugly because that 49ers team is gonna be physical. And I just think that if the Eagles win this week against the Niners, they're just gonna keep running. I mean, they're like I said before. I mean, they're my pick for the NFC representative. They're my pick for the Super Bowl. I think they're gonna win it all. And if they beat the 49ers, they beat the Cowboys back to back, it's pretty much over. It's like in college football right now with Michigan. I told a couple of my guys at work, I'm like, dude, put money on Michigan. Michigan's gonna take it. It's the same thing now with the NFL. It's like I want to see the Eagles, even if they win a scrappy win like they did with the Bills. I mean, they went to overtime and they beat the Bills. Instead of going for the tie, they went for the touchdown. I love that. It's just like that. Those are big wins right there. And the NFC is like so open where there's only three teams: the Eagles, the Cowboys, and the 49ers. It's going to be one of those three teams, and if the Eagles beat these teams back to back, then obviously it's like, man, the Eagles they're proving it. They're proving me right. And I hope they do because my hatred for the 49ers is so deep where it's like I don't want to see the 49ers win a Super Bowl. Because I'm alive, I don't want them to win a Super Bowl because man, that their fans are gonna talk and yeah, it's gonna be bad where it's. And I think the Rams play the 49ers as well, second game of the season. And I mean, the 49ers, the Rams almost had them in that first meeting. So I want to see how they come back this second meeting. I know McVay, he just always finds a way to he finds a way to make up for his mistakes, and I feel like this second time around, like there's gonna be another good matchup against the 49ers. And if they beat the 49ers, man, let's make some noise. I mean, the Rams, they have the tiebreaker with they own the tiebreaker with the Seahawks. So
Yeah.
I mean, imagine that. You go up and then you never know. I mean, technically we're still in the running for the West, but is it gonna happen? They pretty much have to be they have to be perfect.
Perfect. Yeah.
But I mean, at this point, it's like wild card spot. Why not? Like, let's make some noise. Let's see what happens. Yeah. So I mean, that's kind of my that's like the game of the week right there. Is that 49ers Eagles game, and I want to see the Eagles take them out. Kind of give us like that chance where we do play the 49ers again. It's like, man, you guys are good, but we can still run with you guys. We can still run with the big guys, with the big dogs, so to say.
Hey, Brian, a quick question for you. So Niners tomorrow, Cowboys, and then it's the Seahawks, Giants, Cardinals, and Giants again. So
Eagles,
Yeah,
that's tomorrow's the biggest hurdle for them, right?
for the Rams.
For the Eagles, sorry.
For the Eagles, yeah. For the Eagles, yeah. I mean, tomorrow, them and the Cowboys, it's put up or shut up, because the thing is, it's like the Cowboys are better than advertised this year. Honestly, like I honestly didn't think that they were going to be this good. Dude, Dak is throwing the ball downfield and he's scrambling. So all this hate on Dak is one thing. I get it prior seasons, but man, this is 2023. Like we got to look at Dak this season. He's obviously healthy. Pollard, I mean, if they would have had Zeke, I think it would have been a different story. I think they would have gotten a little bit more praise because they need that bruiser.
Yeah.
And kind of Rico Dotto's been that guy, but he's still an experienced running back in a way. We're still getting his feet wet, but it's all Dak, really. I mean, Dak to CeeDee Lamb. I mean, that Brandon Cooks pickup was nice because Brandon Cooks is just like resurfaced, like out of nowhere. Like he in the beginning, like I talked about in previous podcast, he was like non-existent. He wasn't there. And in these last couple of games, man, he's like finding his way into the end zone, and Dak's throwing the ball. And I like the fact that, yeah, like, man, like it's kind of strange because like McCarthy's calling the plays, and that's what McCarthy's known for. I mean, he's a Super Bowl coach with Rodgers. I mean, when they won the Super Bowl with Rodgers in Green Bay, he was calling the plays. So he's back at calling the plays. It's I always forget his name, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers.
Oh yeah, I know.
Kellen Moore.
Yeah.
So Kellen Moore was calling the plays previous years. Now you got McCarthy, and they were talking about how McCarthy wants to run the football. But dude, I mean, they're throwing the ball, and they're throwing it with such they're throwing the ball very well. They're consistent because the running game is not going. Pollard is been decent, but they needed somebody. They needed another year of Zeke to be the bruiser to kind of bang up that defensive line and get that defensive line tired. Pollard's more of a juke guy. He likes to dance around the pocket. He's not a power back. So it's just interesting. I mean, it's like I think he's kind of ditched the running away where it's like, okay, let's do some throws. Let's go downfield. I mean, Lamb has just been spectacular. I didn't even think about Lamb this season. I was just like, wow, they came close against the Eagles the last time they faced them, and it was all Lamb. It was straight up all Lamb, like the whole game. It was just like Lamb was just feasting. So it's
this last game, that was him too. I mean,
but it's been Cooks too. It's been a combination of Cooks, and then you got Turpin, and you got you got like all these other receivers coming in, and it's Cooks. It's Cooks is like opening up the field for them too. So it's promising. That's why, like, I don't want to count the Cowboys just yet.
Yeah.
But, man, it's just like I want to see what the Eagles do against the 49ers. And I want to see if the 49ers are going to, like, go run heavy or if they're going to pass a lot more because they got Debo back, or they're going to use Debo as an H-back and kind of do that where it's like a tandem between, like, Debo and McCaffrey. And I want to see, like, what they do because, I mean – there's the game plan is like right there. Like I want to see what the coaches are calling on. Like, are they calling more heavy on the run or calling more heavy on the pass? Because man, like the Eagles are so good at like with the run with Swift and with Gainwell, and they still got Boston Scott, who's a pretty decent running back too. So I want to see, and it just hurts himself too. Like I mean, Hurts can scramble. He hurts himself. I mean, he scored that touchdown against the Bills to steal the game. So I want to see like what the coaches rely on. It's gonna be interesting to see because I mean, everybody's kind of saying, well, that's the preview of the NFC Championship. That was NFC Championship last year. We're gonna go repeat. So I just want to see what these coaches call. And Sirianni is like he's so cynical where it's like he's gonna run the scrum play, and the 49ers are gonna try to figure out how to stop it. Because if they do meet each other in the NFC Championship again once more, and Deebo Samuel was talking about like, oh well, if we had Purdy, would have taken guys out. I want to see like how they perform against that scrum play because they've been unstoppable.
Oh yeah.
Is that a Thursday night? I'm sorry. Is that a Sunday night football?
No, it's a 1 o'clock game.
Oh, 1 o'clock.
The Sunday night football game, sadly, it's with Chiefs and Packers.
Yeah,
which is kind of like.
I want to say that's your second probably best from what I'm looking at best game of the week.
Yeah, the schedule.
Really?
Yeah.
But no, I mean the best game is going to be the Niners Eagles game. That
Niners Eagles game is going to be the best, the game of the week. Yeah.
And you know what, like Brian's saying, like man, Eagles have been on fire. You know, this past Sunday's game against the Bills. What a game!
What a game!
I was at my sister-in-law's house, and all the guys were there. And man, we're all like Raiders, Rams, all different types of, and we were all like, man, what a game! Like that's
what a game
right there. You know, like keeps you on the edge of your seat. You're just back and forth.
And that weather too, like play a role.
Yeah.
And you're playing at Philadelphia, and it's just like you got the fans behind you, and man, it was like kind of like an old school football, and you love that. You love that.
Yeah, no, for sure. So I mean, just like Brian's saying, I think the Eagles, they're gonna make it to the Super Bowl. You know, I mean, whatever. I think whatever the result may. I think if they win tomorrow, they're just solidifying, stamping it.
Pretty much, they're punching their ticket. Yeah.
But, I mean, they're bound for the Super Bowl. I don't see them slowing down at all. They're firing on all cylinders.
Yeah.
And then their schedule looks favorable for them. So I mean, let's
we'll you said, DG, like their next two toughest matchups is the 49ers and the Cowboys, and then besides, and then after that they got a bunch of tomato cans. It's like, come on, like let's go. Like it's like you beat these you beat these guys by 3 points, it doesn't matter. You beat them by a safety. It doesn't even matter. A win's a win in the NFL.
Oh yeah. And
I mean, wins are hard to come by.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Are you guys surprised by the 49ers and how good they've been?
Yes and no.
Go ahead, Brad.
Yes and no, because it all was on Purdy. I mean, Purdy had a elbow injury to begin the season, so even that first game in Week 1 against the Steelers, when they went up against the Steelers, Vegas had the Steelers winning. I don't forget what the line was, but even I was kind of skeptical. I'm like, okay, well, how good is Purdy? I mean, how good is he gonna be this year? And man, he's really proven everybody wrong. He proved me wrong, like big time. I totally passed on him in fantasy myself because it's just like, well, he's come back from an injury. He's a young guy. Yet again, I mean, man, he's proven everybody wrong. Like he's proven all the doubters wrong.
I don't think you want him as a fantasy quarterback, but as a real quarterback, he's doing really good.
Both, yes, both fantasy and real quarterback. He's been dominating,
But they seem to have been able to put like a good team together, like Bosa and
correct,
McCaffrey, Kittle. They somehow managed to put all these characters together.
Yes, that's coaching too.
I think it's been a work in progress maybe for the last 2-3 years. You know that they've been collecting these pieces, and getting McCaffrey was huge. You know,
that's John Lynch right there, man. That general manager John Lynch. I mean, he's a former player. He gets what players want, what players go through.
Yeah,
and so it's kind of like with the Rams with Les Snead. I mean, he's fantastic too. He's not a former player, but he's a great executive. I mean, he's totally down to earth. He understands the game. He understands it's a business. He understands that's the difference between good franchises in the NFL and bad franchises. I mean, we've seen it with this week with the Panthers firing Frank Reich. we talked about this prior. It's like David Tepper, this guy, he's already run what 3 coaches, Rivera,
Yeah.
the Nebraska coach, I forget his name. He's a Nebraska coach now, and he just fired Frank Reich, and he couldn't even get his name correct. That's how terrible this guy is. He called him Frank Reich in the press conference when he fired him. It's like that. How terrible! Like this guy was a former NFL quarterback with the Bills. This guy was Kelly's backup when they went to the Super Bowl 3 times against the Cowboys, and you put some respect on the man's name. Put some respect on his name. He's Frank Reich. But back to seriousness, it's just difference. It's that's what I love about the Rams. Like the Rams, yes, they're in LA. They came back, but what got me really on board was when ownership pretty much brought in Sean McVay. I knew, I was just like, okay, they're taking this serious. Like this guy is the future. He's putting us in the right direction. And man, I mean, he's got us to 2 Super Bowls. He's 1 for 2. And he's not done. And if he is done, if he retires, I think they're going to find a way to bring in somebody else who's, I mean, they're not cheap with the money. They're all about winning. Like you gotta love that as a fan, knowing that you're rooting for a franchise that wants to win and wants to be involved, and a franchise that like will tell you, that will not lie to you. Like, hey, you know what? This year, actually, before the season even started, they sent letters to the season ticket holders saying like, hey, this isn't going to be our best year, and don't expect much. And man, they're in the playoff conversation. You gotta love that. It's like, man, like don't expect much, but you're still in the playoff conversation. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I'm with you, Brian. Like, I'm super stoked. I'm excited.
Me too.
Like you mentioned earlier, and like how we've said before, we didn't expect much from the season. Like, let's be honest,
No, we didn't.
And hey, if we're knocking at the door,
why not?
Why not? So yeah. It's made the season enjoyable.
Yes, it has.
And
it has. Yes.
And these next couple games, you're just like, hey, you know what? We could win them. Why not?
Why not? Yeah. Why not us?
I mean, big obstacle tomorrow with that Browns defense.
That Browns defense is tough. Yeah.
But I mean, hey, we got some pretty good. We got some good receivers, and they're running up. So
and they're just building. Like that's what I love is like they're building in the next upcoming draft. They're gonna have first round picks.
Yeah.
And like I told one of my fellow coworkers, who's a fellow rheumatic, I told him straight up, I'm like, brother, like I don't even care. I know Stafford's gonna be the guy next year again. He's gonna be the guy for next year, 2 years, what have you. But I told him, like, dude, they need to go out after like the best offensive lineman in that draft. They got a good one with Avila this last draft. I was like, that was a nice pickup out of Baylor. Oh, I was loving it. I was like, let's go. Go. That Puka pick was just like, wow, like that was kind of like a good training camp story. So I didn't know much about him until like I started hearing about how like, man, like he was turning heads in training camp. But man, that Avila pick was nice. I was like, okay, that's a good pick. I like that. A guy plays 4 different positions on the offensive line. And I mean, we needed a center. He plays center too. It was like perfect. It was like match made in heaven. So they need to beef up that offensive line because I think Stafford still has like another year, 2 years in him. He obviously wants to play. He's under contract. Like, why not? Why not? Just beef him. We find they find a way to pick talent in the later rounds, and you love that about a franchise where it's like, dude, they know what they're doing.
Yeah,
they know what they're doing. They're scouting. They're putting in work. Yeah. I mean, big ups to the Rams scouts. They're fantastic.
Yeah, it makes a big difference when especially to the fan base. To the fan base, it's a huge difference when the ownership is behind it and wants to win.
Yes.
I mean, we went through it as Dodger fans with McCourt.
With the McCourts,
He did not care about the Dodgers. He did not care about the team. It was a little piggy bank for him. You know what I mean?
And it's still a piggy bank for him. I mean, he's still making money off the parking.
Yeah. So it was rough when he had that team, and he didn't care what happened. There was nothing exciting happening. You were just showing up because it was the Dodgers, and that was it.
Yeah,
and it's a good segue, commish, to the Washington Commanders with Magic Johnson. Like, he's part owner. I know that the owner for the 76ers, he's the main owner. But like I said before in prior podcasts too, the Washington Commanders are a team you got to look out for next year. I mean, they're going to make a coaching change. Rivera's not going to be there anymore. Sadly, I like Rivera, but he's not.
yeah.
He's more of an old school type of coach. I think they need an offensive mind in there. He's more of a defensive coach. So I feel that they're gonna, like, they already have their quarterback. I like the kid. And they got some good receivers. I mean, they got McLaurin, they got Samuel, Dotson. I mean, they got like a bundle of receivers, and they got Brian Robinson, who's been fantastic. Gibson is good too. He's a good little backup. He's a good NFL running back. So I want to see what the Commanders do next year. I want to see if they go with Bieniemy, who was already in house, or if they're gonna go outside. I mean, imagine if they bring in like a Jim Harbaugh. Imagine that. That would be kind of interesting. Because, like I said, the Jim Harbaugh, he's going to NFL. Like, it's just heating up. That stove is heating up, where it's like it's gonna get hot, and he's going to NFL. It's either he's gonna go to Carolina and get the owner, David Tepper's gonna give him the money. He's gonna pay him off handsomely, and it's either gonna be like Harbaugh's gonna be like, hey, you know what? I'll take your money, but we're gonna do things my way, and then the owner's gonna be like, nah, you know what? I'm still gonna want to do things my way. Then he could just go off and go to Washington, or there's gonna be like so many openings next year where it's not even funny, because the thing is too, with McVay's still considering retirement, but I hope he doesn't. I hope he sticks around for forever. I mean, if we could have him, honestly. I know the man, he's a family man now. He's a dad. I get it, but man, his mind, his football mind, his IQ is just like, dude, he's a beautiful mind. Like, he's for the team that he has this year, and to get him in a position where they're like knocking on the door. And I get it, yes, the NFC's weak, but man, like, for the team to be competitive every Sunday to be competitive, it's great. It gives you hope as a fan. It makes it relevant. It makes it like, okay, it's worth watching my Rams. I'm like, okay, I can miss all the other games, but I want to watch my Rams. I'm like, okay, like I'm tuning in.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I agree with you, Brian. Regarding Sean McVay, young guy, the roof, the ceiling for him is but he's got family now. He's gonna have to balance it, whether he can or he can't.
Right.
That might be the biggest draw for him. I think for him, but
correct.
I mean, I hope he sticks around. He's a great.
I hope he sticks around too. Yeah.
Hopefully we enjoy him for a couple more years.
Yes.
Building up the team again.
Yeah.
But I mean, family first.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, and money talks. I mean, like, there's lucrative offers out there in broadcasting where they're like trying to pull him away. Like, hey, we'll give you a blank check. Yeah. But I think that the Rams as well, they're kind of like playing that same game where it's like, hey, like, dude, like, we're back in LA, we're getting a foothold. Like, stick around, because you can bring us more Super Bowls. Like, he's the way to go. I mean, these players, it's a new NFL. Players are buying in, and he always it's funny because I know he got rid of the running back. I'm drawing a blank. He went to Minnesota, and I talked about this before. How, like, it's like he's an experienced running back. They gave away for nothing.
Michelle?
No, it wasn't Michelle. It was how am I drawing a blank? He was with us during the Super Bowl run.
Akers,
Cam Akers. Thank you, sir. Yeah. I can't believe I just blanked out on him. Yeah, like you get away Cam Akers for a 6th-round pick. But it's like, dude, like, the guy, he knows talent. Like, I think he knew where it's like, hey, Kyren Williams is gonna be my guy. Dude, he brought in Royce Freeman and Darrell Henderson, and they still have something going. It's just like,
yeah, right.
I was like, whoa, the Rolls Royce hasn't played for like the last time I remember he played was with Denver, and that was like.
That's what I was gonna say. He's been in the couch for a couple seasons now, right?
He's looked good. Like he's rejuvenated. He's like, whoa.
Yeah,
like he's a backup. He like had a couple nice runs against the Cardinals last week.
Yeah,
and that's just coaching.
Yeah,
like that's just like wow. Like it gets, as a fan, you love seeing that. You love seeing that, like how a coach can just build you up, and he puts you out there like a car. Like he just builds you up and he puts you out there. And man, dude, like Royce Freeman, I was just like, okay, cool, depth. But man, dude, this guy, he's come in and he's been a factor.
Yeah, no, I agree for sure.
Establishing the run, yeah,
he's a guru for sure.
Because I mean, that's the thing where it's like I think that's the biggest reason like why they were losing so much, because yes, they have like a bunch of rookies on defense, granted. But dude, they had like nobody establishing the run. Like Williams was like the only guy, and then Akers wasn't doing anything. Yeah. It's like, and then yeah, I mean they brought back Darrell Henderson. And I was like, they brought back Sony Michel, if I'm not mistaken, for a while.
They're trying out everybody, dude.
They like tried out everybody. Like let's just stop, because that's what you need to do, is you need to pound the rock. Rock. It's going back down to old school football. Because there's like so many injuries now. Everybody's banged up. I mean, even the top team in the Eagles, they're banged up. That's the reason why the Eagles lost against the Jets, because I think that's when Hurts got injured. I think his knee was like really hurting. You see him out there, and man, he's hurting. Like he's in pain. Yeah. But man, he is like so driven, because he knows that this is like the prime opportunity. How many more years are you gonna have AJ Brown for?
You're right.
You know what I mean? It's like, you have a guy like that where it's like you can't scramble, and you throw it deep, and he's gonna catch it every time.
Speaking of injuries, Aaron Rodgers is coming back.
Whoa, dude!
I don't think he should come back.
I remember in one of the previous podcasts, Brian, you said his career was over.
Yeah, I did. And it's because motly not because of Aaron Rodgers, but because of the offensive line. That offensive line is still not good to go. Like you could put Brady back there, and Brady will struggle with that offensive line. He'd be like pissed. Like he'd be like spiking the football, like, man, like getting the offensive lineman's face is like, hey, what are you doing? Like you're supposed to protect me. That offensive line is not good. I mean, like, I get it. Zach Wilson's not the answer. You got this kid, Tim Boyle, out there, too, and people are, like, more pumped up about Tim Boyle than Zach Wilson's like, dude, I'll take Zach Wilson over Tim Boyle any day. Excuse me. Pardon. I don't understand. Like, I get it. It's like, you got the shiny toy. You got this old school Corvette. It's beautiful, and Rodgers. But it's like, dude, if you have like no insurance, or you don't know how to take care of it, then it's gonna go to this. It's not gonna function properly. I mean, you gotta think. I mean, you gotta protect the quarterback. I mean, that's why sometimes these offensive linemen, like, they're really high praise, high paid. I mean, look at Andrew Worthworth with the Rams when we won the Super Bowl. I mean, dude, like, he was protecting Stafford's blind side. Stafford never had protection like that in Detroit.
Like
that's just like my issue with the Jets. I'm not trying to hate on them.
If Rodgers hadn't gotten injured, how many years do you think he would have had left in his career?
At least 2 or 3 minimum.
2 or 3. You think this is last year?
He just turned 40 today, did he not?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, he just turned 40 today.
Yeah, Brady retired. Brady must be the oldest quarterback to retire, right?
Yes.
So Brady must have been 43?
42, if I'm not mistaken.
42 when he retired?
42?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, today is his birthday, Brian.
Yeah, today's his birthday. He just turned 40 today. Yeah.
Yeah, so you figure the Jets are like, we got nothing to lose. What do we got to lose?
Yeah, I mean, and they got nothing to lose because, I mean, you paid the guy.
Yeah.
You paid the guy, so it's like I said, going back to the car, it's like you got this nice vintage Corvette, but it's like you paid for it. Now you got to protect it. What are you gonna do? It's like I can't say enough. Like I said during the preseason, I'm like, he should stay in Green Bay. He should just, you know what? Hey, this is my best opportunity to win. Granted, Green Bay has not been the picture of health. I mean, the Aaron Jones is practically going to be out for the season. He's not going to play this Sunday.
Yeah.
I mean, their wide receivers are banged up. Dontavian Wicks. So you got Jaden Reed is banged up too.
But the situation with Green Bay, it went beyond football stuff. It was they had bad feelings.
Yes, it was feelings. Yeah, totally. Yeah. Him and Brian Gutekunst just could not see eye to eye. Yeah. It's and I think it was more about feelings, like you said, Commissioner, than money, because Rodgers has money. It's not an issue of like, oh, I wanted more money. No, I think his ego got hurt, and he's like, you know what, I'm gonna go where somebody is gonna love me, and I think the Jets just like wine and dined them, and he was like, dude, like, okay, like I'll come over. This is what we're gonna be. I'm gonna be loved. And granted, it's like it's funny because it's like the New York market, the media market is like they're savages. I mean, they're a new one into you, but they've taken it so easy on Rodgers. It's kind of funny. It's like, okay, like, yes, four snaps, I get it, but then why aren't we talking about how much money you paid this guy, and like he brought over his entourage? You know what I mean? It's like, why isn't the media going after that? And I get it. It's like he's boys with McAfee and everything, and it's all fun and games, and it's all, but it's like it's not fun and games, because it's like, okay, like you're gonna come back and you have like no chance at the playoffs. Mathematically, you're not eliminated, but you have no chance at the playoffs still. It's like the AFC's like stacked as it is. There's more deserving teams, granted, going in there to try to make position into the last wild card spots.
That's a good point.
And you're gonna come in here and it's like, okay, you're proving it to yourself. You're not proving it to the team. He's proving it for himself, and I get it.
100%. Yeah,
I get it. It's like he wants to play. He wants something to prove, but it's like, dude, be smart though. Like, be smart. Like, I would just sit it out.
Yeah, there's no reason for him to come back so early.
Yeah,
there is
they're
no
not going to win the Super Bowl.
Back.
They're not going to win the Super Bowl. He's not gonna. There's no real reason except he's got a chip on his shoulder and he needs to come back.
Yes,
he needs to prove some people wrong about some things.
And then he's running the risk of re-injuring himself. It's like, why would you do that?
And that's part of it too. I think like people like saying like, oh, he can't come back. He's done. Oh yeah,
correct. Correct. And watch this and do it next year. Then I mean, simple. Come back next year and do it.
I want to know who his surgeons are and who he went to get all this treatment. And go down with TJ and get some stem cells. I mean, good Lord, he's coming. He's coming back. Like, how is that even possible? Modern medicine, I guess. I don't know. What do I know?
Dude, modern medicine is
He's like, I think Brian. I think part of the reason why you said his career was over because it used to be that your career was over. Like you had an Achilles tear. That's it.
Correct.
You were done.
Yeah.
And I think something that happens too with star quarterbacks is that like they get to a certain level of I don't know what it is. If they want respect or their ego just gets too big. And then the team also has a certain like, can we move away from this guy? How long do we stay with this guy? Like you saw with Peyton Manning, he left.
Yes.
Tom Brady, he left.
Correct.
Rodgers, he left.
Well, look
Eli
at
Manning didn't leave, and then it was kind of like
Favre did the same thing. I mean, Brett Favre
bounced around, right?
Brett Favre,
yeah, he bounced around too. I mean, Brett Favre went to the Jets and
Joe Montana,
the Vikings.
Yeah,
I mean, I'm only expecting Rodgers to go to the Vikings eventually.
End his career there. Imagine
that'll be funny. Like he's already hated. Oh man, they'll like just despise him.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, and I like Rodgers. I like Rodgers. I just didn't like the fact that during the Hard Knocks I tune in, and the first 5 minutes it's Saleh talking about how oh, we got the biggest, you know what, and I got the balls the size of grapefruits, and we're gonna. It's like, nah, dude, like, no, prove it on the field. Talk is cheap.
Rodgers was saying that.
No, Salah, the coach. And you know, Rodgers, obviously, he was like so blasé and so like, oh, I'm over here like throwing in the practice field, like he's like making he looked good, but it's like, dude, it's practice. Come on, bro, we're talking about practice. Like, dude, come on, bro. Like, let's see on the field. And four series in, he's injured. He's probably done for 90% of the season. It's like, nah, dude, the talk is cheap. Like, I want to see what you guys do. Because, dude, the Dolphins have had some bad losses in the AFC, granted. But, man, it's just like, I think that they got like no respect. You know what I mean? Because everybody's like about Tua. Like, Tua's like a nice story. And he's doing jiu-jitsu and he's doing some type of martial art to learn how to fall, which is a load of, you know what? Because, you know, Kamish, you practice martial arts. Yeah. It's like, that's kind of like disrespectful, is it not? For like these people, like these what would you say, like these laymen to say like, oh, he's practicing jiu-jitsu to learn how to fall. Like, would you think
like
it's
how to fall, like false, like softly or
yeah, exactly. It's like for somebody like with expertise like the commission, the martial arts.
Yeah.
Like for me to say like, oh, I'm learning jiu-jitsu to learn how to fall, because I'm just a layman. Like, I don't know anything about jiu-jitsu.
Well, it doesn't translate. I mean, football is football. You're going to get tackled.
Right.
You're holding onto a ball.
Yeah. Yes.
So there's no real one-to-one correlation. Yeah. Like, there is a way to fall so that you don't, like, you know, break your arms and stuff.
Correct. Yeah, like I learned in the Marine Corps too. Like, we had the Marine Corps martial arts program, and I get it. It's like, yeah, we learn how to fall and all that stuff. But I just felt like these people, like the media, like they took it a little bit too far. Where it's like, oh, he's taking jiu-jitsu, and just like, dude, like do some real journalism. You know what I mean? It's like, don't use it like easy, like oh, he learned this offseason. Oh, like, I'm just gonna go with that.
Oh, they love that. The media loves that stuff.
The media loves that stuff. Yeah, it's like all clickbait. But I just didn't think. I just think that like they kind of like made him seem where it's like he's not an NFL quarterback, and it's just kind of like, dude, like every quarterback's gonna get hit. I mean, look at Stafford. Stafford is like one of the most competent quarterbacks in the NFL, and he's getting his brain beaten in most of the time, and he's still out there. And he's not taking jiu-jitsu to learn how to fall. It's like, come on, give me a break. I just didn't like how they covered that. That's just my opinion.
Yeah. Did you guys see the episode of Hard Knocks? The first one?
I did. Yeah, it's pretty good. It's pretty good.
What episode are they on now?
They're like on the second episode.
Second? Okay. I saw the part of the first one. And now I was kind of impressed with the coach. At first, he's very unassuming. You're like, this guy's going to lead a team? Like, who's going to be listening to this?
But it's a collection of the coaches too, like his staff. I think I like what they all bring to the table, and like it's all a collective when you think about it.
Yeah,
it's pretty great because it's humbling. Okay, like I see it's like you look at the comparison between this Hard Knocks with the Dolphins to compare the Jets, and it's just like the Jets were kind of like close to the vest, where it's like they were at the poker table and they're like, oh, we're not going to show you all our cards.
Right.
And the Dolphins are like more different. They're like, oh, dude, like film what you want. We don't care. We got the hide. Yeah. We know we're good. And it's just like it's two different comparisons. Like it's just like so different.
Yeah.
Where it kind of like draws you in. It's like, oh, okay, cool. Like I want to see some more. I'm interested. Yeah.
Hey guys, I was just thinking. Brian, I think you mentioned why the Dolphins aren't feared, and hear me out, guys.
I
think it's their colors.
Yes,
and the fact that they're a dolphin.
Yeah. Dolphins are very intelligent, though.
That's right.
But
logo,
I mean,
though, that logo, yes, I'm with you on the logo. That logo is like they need to bring back the old school dolphin with the football. And
that was
that one was sweet, dude. It's like, okay, like I'm like this dolphin's gonna run it up the gut.
Yeah,
I like just like I'm gonna swim away, you know. Like
I like the colors.
Flipper dog, like, it's like I'm not afraid of Flipper. Get out of here.
I like the colors, but I agree they're not very intimidating.
They're not, right? I mean,
yeah.
This pastel.
don't get me wrong.
Pastel colors.
It's those Miami colors, man. Like those tropical colors.
You know why I like them? Because it reminds me of the early '90s, which I love.
Well, Marino, yeah.
Oh
dude.
yeah.
But dude,
Makes me
you watch
nostalgic.
Marino, and it's just like he was a gunslinger.
Oh
Like
yeah.
those '90s quarterbacks, like even Aikman, Favre,
Yeah.
man, like Favre would throw some fastballs. Like you could just hear the when it would like hit the receiver, it would just like, boom, like a pitcher throwing a fastball.
Yeah.
And you hear the catchers be like, "Pah."
You
I was
know,
like,
DG?
dude.
What about Miami U? Their colors are kind of like pastel colors, similar, and then they're kind of intimidating, I'd say.
But because of their history, yeah.
But what's are you talking about the Hurricanes?
The Hurricanes, yeah.
See, their logo is that little bird that's got his fist up, you know. So he's coming for you, and he's looking for that fight, you know.
And also, half of them are like gone to jail. So
yeah, they're
Catholics versus convicts.
Convicts, yeah, they're the convicts,
dude. Hey, but that was Jimmy Johnson. That was Jimmy Johnson, like at his finest, man. Jimmy Johnson, man, that guy could coach, man.
He's a winner. Jimmy Johnson.
Oh, that guy's a winner.
Yeah,
that guy's a winner. Yeah.
If I think of one word,
sure.
winner. That guy's a winner.
You look at him, and it's just like you say, he's kind of like unassuming.
Yeah.
He looks kind of like your grandpa. It's like, hi, grandpa. Like, let's go.
Yeah, right.
Oh man.
But dude, he's a winner. Like he was kind of beyond his time too. And you know what's funny? It's like the Jerry Jones thing where it's like he finally inducted him into the Ring of Honor. It's like, dude, it's way overdue.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, like this guy, like, when was the last time you guys won a Super Bowl? Was with him.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, it's way overdue.
And if you like assume, like you said, he's unassuming, but if you fall into that trap, you're in for a rude awakening.
Correct.
Correct. Eat you for breakfast.
He's an intelligent man. Yeah. Football wise, he's IQ it's up there. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What a team he had with Miami and then with the Cowboys.
I know with the Cowboys,
right?
Yeah, dude. Michael Irvin, Troy Aikman, Deion Sanders. You got I always forget the Emmitt Smith.
Yeah,
oh man, dude. Just like, dude.
Unreal.
Yeah. That's the thing about the Cowboys. It's like, I get it, they're America's team. I think that's why like so many people bag on them. You know, I mean, they had like a really nice run. But dude, like they've been to the playoffs, but they haven't done anything. First round exit is just like, and Dak, and that's
people love to see that, Brian.
That's like the common denominator. Say again.
I said people love to see that. People are at home rooting for the Cowboys to lose. They want to see them get eliminated.
Yeah. And that's what's become too with the Patriots. Like everybody's like already stepping on their graves, and I'm right there with them. I'm like, I love it. I love the fact that the Patriots are terrible because it's like I got no respect for them. I'll never have any respect for them.
Oh yeah, tell us about the Belichick.
I get he got Brady, and Brady was great, but dude, like they did a little cheating stuff too. Come on, give me a break.
Yeah, tell us about that graphic, Brian, with the Belichick.
Oh yeah. So the Thursday night football game, which was actually pretty good this week with the Cowboys and the Seahawks. And then the best part about it, I think it was like around the third quarter. And they usually have like the graphic for like the next game, which is obviously week 14. And they had like what was it? TJ Watt representing the Steelers, and then you had Bill Belichick representing the Patriots. And I've never seen that in my I'm 36 years old.
I've never seen that.
And I've never seen that graphic where it's like the coach is representing the team.
Yeah.
I was like, what?
Never. I've never seen that.
Because it's like you already tell it's like Mac Jones is not starting that game.
Yeah.
It should be like Mac Jones or like Ramondre Stevenson. Dude, Bill Belichick, I was kind of like taken aback. I was like, what is going on?
You're right.
Yeah.
Dude,
it's usually
like
the quarterback.
terrible.
Yeah, it's usually the quarterback, unless there's like somebody like, I don't know, Reggie White or something like super intimidating.
It's funny because last year with the NBA, like the NBA, it was going to the first round, and then like Kawhi gets injured. I'm a Clippers fan. So Kawhi gets injured, and it was like the Clippers playing the Suns in the Western. No, it wasn't the
Playoffs,
conference
right?
finals. It was the playoffs.
Yeah.
It was like the first round.
Yeah.
And so like they had like, well, I guess like the graphics people were like, well, Kawhi's not gonna play, so we'll put up Russell Westbrook because Russell Westbrook was like turning it apart.
Right.
And I noticed, I was like, that's kind of funny. It's like Russell Westbrook, huh? And everybody's like bashing him, like how terrible he is, and he's not good. And it's like, dude, he's like, turn it up.
Yeah,
and
did he fall
Kawhi's
off?
injured, so it's like you don't put up Russell Westbrook to represent the Clippers. It was great.
Wait,
but
did
that's
Westbrook fall off?
Yeah, Westbrook fall off when he was with the Lakers.
Oh.
And dude, people were just like bagging and like talking about how like he was trash. And then like, dude, like I mean, they traded him to Utah.
Yeah.
They didn't play a game in Utah. I think they cleared, like they put him on waivers, and the Clippers like picked them up.
Oh
and
yeah,
dude, like ever since
Okay.
then, like he's been like he's the catalyst. Like he's like so he gets the team going. He's like he just hustles. He's scrappy. He's right there rebounding.
Yeah.
Every now and then he'll make a nice 3-point shot or draw a foul.
Yeah.
But I mean, last year, like I'm talking about last year when they were in the playoffs and they're playing the Suns, it was just funny because like Kawhi got injured in game 2, and it's just like the remaining of the series is best of 4. So it's like, oh man, like who are we gonna put up? And well, Westbrook was killing it. Westbrook kind of took over. So it's like they put up Westbrook on the graphic, which is pretty funny. I think I love Westbrook. He's one of my favorite Clippers, actually.
I don't know why in my head I flipped them with Kevin Durant for some reason.
No worries. Yeah. Well, they played together in OKC. No, you're right. You're fine, Kamish, because they played together in OKC in Oklahoma City. Yeah, when they first started off with him and Durant and Harden.
Right. Yeah,
Harden. Yeah.
They had some nice teams in OKC.
Oh yeah,
and they have a nice team this year too.
Is the tournament still going on, DJ?
Yes,
I believe so. I think the finals are to this weekend. I'm sorry, I don't
something
even
like that. Yeah, but the Lakers are in it.
I'm not following the.
Oh really?
Go Lakers! Win it, please. Win it. I'm gonna like once they confirm the play-in, I'm like, all right, come on, Lakers, let's go.
Let the hate flow through your veins.
Like put like it's gonna be like half a banner, the play-in tournament next to the 2020 championship banner,
next to the Taylor Swift banner.
And then everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, the Clippers don't even have half a banner." I'm like, I don't want it. I don't even want that 2020 championship either. I'm like, good. They didn't win. Good.
Brian. Question: Clippers Western Conference Finals this year?
You know what? They were my pick.
Yeah.
For the NBA Finals, I even put a 20 spot on it when we were in Denver. That's how confident I was.
Clipper-ratic.
And at this point, I'm hoping they even make the 8th seed. But you know what? Though they had a nice win today against Golden State. So they're one back. They're one back at 500. So, I mean, dude, it was an emotional game for I think the Clippers and me because it was a matinee game. So it was at 1:00. I was listening to the beginning of the game, and I'm like, here we go again. It's going to be like they just went out to a bad start. I got so mad. And I rarely get mad at these sports teams. Like, I was just like, oh, whatever. They get paid millions of dollars.
Right.
I got so mad. I flipped it. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to this.
Oh.
And it was 5:00. And I was like curious. I'm like, oh, let me see how the Clippers did. They won by 1 point.
Wow.
And that was PG-13 putting up a 3 to put them up by 1.
And
so, dude, like you can tell, I saw the highlights, and you can tell like it was an emotional win. Like I feel like this win could get them back on track because so far, I mean, you got your Denver. Denver is like knocking it out again, which is surprising.
Yeah,
dude, like Denver, the Dallas. But I mean, I hope the Clippers make a nice run, and we'll see what happens. I mean, the Lakers have been really good. Besides with the injuries, I mean, they've been a lot of injuries.
They've been consistent. I don't want to say, oh my God, they're killing it, but
correct. They've been more consistent than the Clippers, that's for sure. Yeah.
Question to you about I know we're kind of just switching to basketball now, but
no worries.
Harden.
I love it.
Drop him. What do you want to do with him?
No. Hold on to him and see. Just let him. I mean, I like sometimes where he draws the foul. I love that. He's like so good at that because
that's his thing.
you got to think about it. It's like you got to get the opposing team into foul trouble.
Oh yeah,
you got to get into the bonus. So
Yeah.
I love that about him, especially when he draws a foul and he's like shooting, going up for a three. It's either a 3-point, 3, and he's a good free throw shooter. That's the best part about it.
Yeah.
So it's like he's either going to shoot 3 free throws or is he going to go for the 4-point play? Because he's been pretty clutch with those 4-point plays.
That's his bread and butter.
Yeah, it's his bread and butter. That's what's made him so like relevant in the league. That's why he's like lasted this long.
Yeah.
Those step back threes.
Yeah, I can't wait till the Lakers get that in season tournament banner. Can't wait, guys.
Oh, dude, I'm gonna love it too, man. I can't wait.
Yeah,
hey, but I'll give it, guys. I mean,
that banner.
I know we're going above the hour, but you know what? I got a hot take. I don't think the Lakers gonna win another championship on a Genie bus. That's my opinion. What do you think, DJ?
Interesting.
Because I know you're.
I mean, we did win the bubble.
But I'm not talking about the bubble. This is besides the bubble. The bubble already happened.
No, you know what? There's something I've been telling my wife this because there's something about the Lakers. They just can't attract young, or they do bring young pieces, but they trade them away to get like. And I get it. You got to be relevant. It's a huge market, but yeah, I don't know. I don't think I agree with you.
It's because it's LeBron too. Like she pretty much gave LeBron the kingdom. Like she gave him the key. She's like, hey, LeBron, like he's pretty much like GM. And even if they say like he stepped back or whatever, he's like, nah, dude, he's still in the team.
Yeah. Yeah, and he's let go of a good amount of talent. I saw Alex Caruso like killing it in Chicago, like making these game-winning three or game tying. You know, he's doing good. You know, and
but the thing with Caruso is, I'll give him credit. He liked Caruso. He wanted Caruso to stay, but Caruso wanted big money.
The money, yeah.
So it's like the Lakers are kind of like in a position where like we're not going to pay you out.
Yeah, no, I get it. It's business at the end of the day, right?
Oh, of course, and that's why I think they paid out Austin Reeves because like LeBron put his stamp of approval. He's like, "Hey, I like this guy. Like, sign him.
Yeah,
don't let him go like Caruso." Sally hasn't like come back this year. Yeah. And I like Austin Reeves. I love Austin Reeves. I love a story like that where it's like unknown guy, undrafted, and he's just like, dude, you don't expect much from this guy, but dude, he's killing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kind of would wish that we went into a post LeBron Laker era now. Like just
we're ready.
That's my point. That's kind of my point. It's like, like I mean, he has the keys of the kingdom now. It's like he's gonna be there he's gonna be there at least for like another well, it all depends on his son, though. It all depends on his son because he did say he wants to play with his son. So is he gonna like be around next year? This is like the year where it's like make it or break it kind of thing.
Yeah, I agree.
We were spoiled for a long time.
Yeah. Oh, because of Shaq and Kobe.
Shaq and Kobe, and then Kobe
and Gasol. Yeah.
Very spoiled.
Further back, even we had Magic.
Yeah, dude.
Those teams.
Of course, Kareem. Yeah.
We probably lived through the better days of the Lakers, guys.
Honestly, because I mean, like, I'll never.
It was a good 20 years.
I'll never deny it. LeBron's fantastic. He's a great player. He's Hall of Fame, obviously. He's already punched his ticket.
Yeah.
But dude, when it go behind the curtain, it's like he's running that team in a way. And like I never appreciated that because Genie's like talking about he's a great Laker. It's like, okay, that's kind of like disrespectful in a way where it's like, okay, you won you the bubble, I get it, but it's like, dude, these aren't like you're gonna put him up against the greats for like Kobe, Shaq, Kareem, Magic. Yeah. I was like, dude, come on, he's a great Laker. He's a great NBA player, but is he a great Laker? No.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, I think change my mind on that. LeBron in with those Cavs teams.
Yes, like I remember more. I actually remember him more as a Heat, like with the Miami Heat. Like he had like a very successful run with the Heat.
Yeah,
those were like more relevant runs.
I think of him and Kyrie in the Cavs and
that too. That too. Yeah.
Hey, and Kyrie's playing really well with
Kyrie is like out of this world too, man. Yeah, him and Luka are making it work.
They are.
And it's fun to watch too, man. It's really fun to watch. Like watching both of those guys play is just like wow.
They're very creative. I mean, they're point guard, so
Yes,
they're very creative. Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
But I mean, they put up the ball and it goes in.
Yeah.
It's just like Steph Curry. Like when Steph Curry has it going, it's like he puts it up and it goes in. It's just like, dude, there's no stopping that guy.
Yeah.
It's unreal, dude. Watching a player like that.
Commish, any hot takes?
All right, yeah, let's wind it down. Let me see. Any hot takes? My hot take is that Bill Belichick will become the face of everything. That's why. That's why they put him as in that graphic. He's gonna be like selling the advertising and selling underwear, selling cut off hoodies. He's gonna be out there.
I think he's already selling Dunkin' Donuts. If I'm not mistaken.
Is he really?
No
way.
Because you know how in Boston they love their Dunkin' Donuts. So I mean, dude, if that guy, yeah,
they're gonna get Bill Belichick is gonna be. We got Taylor Swift. The NFL is gonna give the world Bill Belichick.
Hey, what the hot take is, Commish? Like, imagine if he goes to like a Carolina or Chargers. Like, if the Chargers get him on the cheap, Hispanos is like, hey, dude, you can come over to the Chargers and I won't pay you anything. Then he's want to come over. I think he will come over because of the talent.
So? You don't think he's retiring? You don't think he's thinking about just leaving?
I don't think so. No. And if he does, I think he's still gonna be like in an executive position with the Patriots. Like he's not gonna like leave the team. Like I think that's like his life.
Yeah, dude. I think so.
Yeah, like that's like. I mean, for a man, he's above. I mean, like, what is he? 70? He's in the 70s, isn't he?
Yeah, he's got to be.
I mean, dude, like that guy. He's been in football forever. Like, I get it with Brady. It's like, dude, he played. It's like
71.
71. There you go. Wear and tear on your body, but dude, he's a coach. It's like, it's mostly like mental. I mean, he's like drawing up plays and coming up with schemes and like, getting with the other coaches, like the collective. And I just think like if he's on the sideline, he's going to be in an executive position, like kind of like a John Elway with the Broncos.
Yeah.
Like there's some guys that just they'll never leave football.
Married to the game, brother.
One way or another.
But if you have a football team, say you're the owner of the Chargers, are you thinking Bill Belichick is going to turn my team around?
See, that's a good question because that defense is bad.
Yeah.
And he's a defensive-minded coach. Well, then again, I mean, like you got Herbert. Herbert is just man, I love his intensity, and he's such a high IQ. Not only as a quarterback, but as a person, like he's really intelligent. Yeah. And man, he's got a cannon for an arm.
He's a beast. He's a beast of an athlete.
He's just a physical. He's a physical specimen, but besides that, he's just a big brain too. So imagine like Belichick comes in here and it's like, hey, implements like some stuff because he's not an offensive guy, but like if he like,
that's true.
You never know. It's like he probably like he obviously like Coach Brady, so he might know a little bit about offense or about plays with the quarterback or what have you. He might go in there and be like, hey, dude, like you need to like fix this.
Yeah.
And dude, like you just like the little things like that where it's like I said, I mean, coaching matters.
I always thought keeping that Patriots Chargers connection. I always thought if you swapped them with Brady, I thought Phillip Rivers could have won some Super Bowls.
Oh, totally. Oh, yeah.
For sure.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, I couldn't agree more. Yeah. Because the thing with Rivers is like, it was just like they were there at the doorstep, but they never found a way. And obviously, of course, the Patriots were just dominating everybody.
Yeah.
Even NFC, AFC, Canadian football, they were just beating everybody up. Yeah. I mean, look at Manning. Even Manning like had like so many chances. I mean, I think Roethlisberger beat him a couple of times.
Yeah,
a handful of times, if that. But I mean, yeah, it's like when Brady and Belichick were like doing their thing, they were unstoppable. I mean, man, we're victims to it. I mean, they beat us in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
One of my favorite game, but they still beat us.
One of my favorite YouTube videos is watching that Giants comeback against the Patriots. That's intense.
Yeah. What about that Super Bowl against the Falcons? I mean, dude, like the Falcons had it in the bag in the halftime, and it's just like, nope, not so fast. It's 4 quarters of football, and it's just like, no. That was unreal. And like Matt Ryan, that was like your only chance.
Going back to that Catholics and convicts, that was you said there's 4 quarters in football, and I remember that was part of their thing.
Yeah.
Where Jimmy Johnson took some shit for like running up the score on them.
Yes.
Did you see that 30 for 30?
Yes, great 30 for 30. Yeah, fantastic. Yeah.
And then that's how he explained. He's like, when I first became a coach over this team, like we got up and then they came back on us and we lost the game.
I think that whole thing where like Notre Dame, because the students came up with it with the whole Catholics versus convicts. It was like a student who came up with it. And I think Jimmy Johnson kind of took it personal, where it's like, hey, dude, like we're a college program, like you're gonna call these students convicts, like that's not right,
No.
So it's like you got to think about these. I mean, they were kids. I mean, yeah, you got grown men, but they're still kids. They're college.
Yeah.
So I think he kind of took that personal, and that's why he ran up the score on them.
Yeah.
Honestly. To like prove his point, like, okay, we're convicts, all right, well, we're gonna do things the wrong way, we're gonna do convict things, be criminal about it.
Good stuff.
That was good stuff. Yeah.
What about you, DG? What's your hot take?
You know what? I don't have a hot take, but I just want a quick comment. I'm loving the season right now because like in our fantasy league, it's tight.
Oh yes,
we got your elite up here, and the rest of us just jockeying for position.
You guys are like daily fantasy, yeah.
Oh yeah, and it's like, hey, if you don't play the right player, it's do or die at this point,
Yes, even for us, even for me and the commish, we're like first and second, like we're kind of battling it out for to see who the top seed's gonna be in. Like,
that's right.
Even though, like, man, like, even if like me and the commish or like the commish ends up in first, I end up in second, dude, those matchups are gonna be tough.
Yeah,
like you guys in third and fourth, whoever gets the third and fourth seed, dude, we're like so stacked.
Yeah,
but it's tough because it's like it's all based on the matchups too.
Yeah, dude.
So it's like I take nothing for granted, dude.
I don't even look at my opponent anymore. I'm looking at Brian. I'm like, what score did he get? Did he get higher score than me?
I'm doing the same thing with you, Commish.
Did I get a higher score than him?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm doing the same thing with you. I'm like, man, who's the top score this week?
Yeah.
And you beat me. You got me by a couple this last week.
Yeah, I'm not even looking at my opponent. I'm looking at did I get more?
Dude, because it's like,
did he get more than me?
And I'm sure a lot of leagues are just like us.
Yes,
we're all jockeying for position, and it's just beautiful right now.
Because granted, like, I'm sorry to cut you off, DG, but granted, we have an AI.
Oh God.
Oh yeah.
Well, even the AI is like competitive.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, come on.
Got a couple wins.
and it makes some nice win rooms. Like it got Zach Moss. Dude, Zach Moss, he's gonna score points. So I was like, damn, like, come on now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, the AI is like not in last place. We all thought like, oh, the AI, that's the bye week. Is like, no.
Easy win, yeah.
No. I was like, no.
It's playing better than the guy it replaced.
Yeah. Turtle, if you're watching this, the AI is like,
yeah.
We all want you back, Turtle.
But yeah, it's these next couple of weeks are just gonna be fun, and
it's fun.
Hopefully everybody picks the right players and gets those wins in. So
hey, but DG, like I told you before, man, your team is solid, dude.
They've been consistent lately.
They've been consistent.
It's
just like the biggest thing about your team is Hurts, and like Hurts has been like not 100%, dude. If you got Hurts at 100%, dude, it would have been a different conversation.
I barely won last week, and it's just because he won the game himself.
Exactly. Like every time, dude, a rushing touchdown counts more than a passing touchdown. So it's like, dude, he's like if he's healthy and he dominates with the dude, like most of the time he's the one running the ball.
Yeah,
not Swift, but he's injured. So it's like, dude, he most of the time, like I noticed, like when there's like a lot of pressure, like even like he's in a shotgun and he like tries to hand it off to Swift. It's like, dude, he knows he's like, oh man, I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Like you see that, it's just like, damn, dude, like that's pretty bad. Like, dude, the guy's out there and he's still like,
let's keep him healthy, hopefully
the
playoffs.
So,
but yeah, that's all I had, Commission.
All right. What about you, Brian?
Yeah,
the last hot take.
Just the hot take is I think the Rams are going to make the playoffs this year, and I don't want to be dramatic about it, but we're going, man, and we're going to make some noise. And I want to make it feel where it's like we're that team that nobody wants to play.
Mm.
You know what I mean? Like it's like everybody's gonna think like, okay, wild card weekend,
Spoilers,
easy win, but it's like, nah, dude, we're gonna give you like a dogfight. Like it's gonna be a dogfight. And then I want to see how they do against the Browns. Because like the Browns is like one of the better defenses that they're gonna play this year.
Yeah.
Compared to the 49ers, when they played the 49ers, they kept it close. So it's like, dude, even if they lose and keep it close, it's like it's still kind of like a moral victory. It's like, okay, cool. We could compete with like a good defense still. Like we still got something. There's still lightning in the jar. Like we can still. It's motivation to next year mostly.
Yeah.
Like I don't think they can make a Super Bowl run this year, but it's like motivation next year. It's like, dude, like we're getting back. We're getting back. Like don't count us out.
Yeah.
All right. So we'll leave it there then. All right. Thanks for if you made it this far. Thanks for joining us. We appreciate you for sure.
Hell yeah. Thanks for joining us for sure.
Thank you, we'll catch you next time.
Missed you guys.
All right. Have a good one, guys.
You too, gentlemen.